Let's face it, vanilla Skyrim is barely an RPG with a removal or watering down of key systems from older Elder Scrolls games. There are no options to specialize during character creation, many mechanics are lackluster, and most importantly, there is barely any recognition of player choice or player action. But all of that is the past. Hardly anyone plays vanilla Skyrim on the PC these days because of the incredible Skyrim modding community. With 500 plus mods released every week, Skyrim is as popular as ever. Modded Skyrim in 2024 will offer you a complete role-playing experience with superior gameplay mechanics and tons of choice. For me, personally, the most important mods are the ones that aid in role-playing and add or change gameplay systems. Everything else is secondary. When it comes to totally overhauling the gameplay systems of Skyrim, there are three major paths to choose from. We have the EnaiRim suite of mods from Enai Slaion, and then the SimonRim suite of mods from Simon Magus and his team, and Requiem from ProbablyManuel and his team of dedicated group of Requiem modders. I'm sure there are other paths too, but these three are the most popular options. In this video, we discuss these incredible suites of gameplay mods along with some other additions that transform Skyrim into a classic role-playing game. So let's get started then, shall we? So to get started, let's focus on EnaiRim and SimonRim first, and we will discuss Requiem later. In the upcoming sections, we see how many gameplay mechanics are updated, and in some cases, new gameplay systems are created that were not part of vanilla Skyrim. All of these systems will enhance your role-playing and character building experience. So the first system is the Perk Overhaul system. So what exactly is the issue with vanilla Skyrim perks? And why do we have to mod them? The main criticism of vanilla perks is that most perks offer simple stat increases. For example, Augmented Flames in the Destruction tree has two upgrades. Fire spells do 25% more damage, fire spells do 50% more damage. For many people, these simple add-ons are uninspiring and they don't add much gameplay. Let's take a look at Enai's Ordinator, where you have Scaring Burns. Here, the fire spells reduce fire resistance of their targets by 20% for 5 seconds. Or Conflagration. Fire spells ignite the ground underneath their targets for 30 seconds. These perks are interesting as they enhance gameplay apart from making your character stronger in fire magic. Similarly, let's take a look at the vanilla one-handed skill perk tree. There are absolutely no options for daggers, while Ordinator has a full branch dedicated to specialization using daggers. The main goal of Perk Overhaul mods is to increase the depth of character building and enable new viable character builds. They also provide the player with compelling choices and smooth progression from start to finish. EnaiRim offers you two choices. You have Ordinator, which we discussed, and Valkyrie, a minimalistic perks of Skyrim. You use one of them. Ordinator is a legendary must-have mod at this point. The mod adds whole wide variety of perks. It also adds mini quests, new animations, and a whole lot more. Valkyrie is a toned-down version of Ordinator, but still good in its own right. SimonRim has a mod called Adamant, which supports gameplay styles that are underutilized in the vanilla game, such as shouts, staves, and unarmed combat. Apart from Ordinator, Valkyrie, and Adamant, we have other options too. There's a mod called Master of One, a double-edged perk overhaul by TJHM4. This is a perk overhaul mod that has drawbacks, so specialization comes at a cost. Then you have Valkyrienator Choice Cuts by Corpse Letter. This mod combines the perks of Ordinator, Valkyrie, and Adamant into giant perk trees. And then you have Synergy, Skills and Perks Reimagined by Iron Dusk 33. This introduces brand new gameplay styles and class types not possible in the vanilla game. So there you go. If you enjoy gameplay systems and making builds, there is so much to test and so many perks to explore. Which perk mod do you prefer and why? I would love to read up on your reasons. Both EnaiRim and SimonRim have race overhauls that simply replaces race bonuses with new sets of abilities for each race. EnaiRim offers two options. You have Imperious, Races of Skyrim, and Manas, Integrated Races of Skyrim. SimonRim offers Aetherius, a race overhaul. Let's take an example of the Breton race in vanilla Skyrim. If you play as a Breton, you get bonus points to certain magic skills, and you also have a resist magic 25% ability and a greater power called Dragon Skin, where you can absorb 50% of magicka from hostile spells for 60 seconds once per day. If you look at Enai's Imperious, it makes changes to the health, magicka, stamina regeneration for each race, and gives an ability and also adds a couple of quests which enables you to gain new powers. I love these additional quests, they add so much to the game. Let's take a look at Simon's Aetherius. Mostly it resembles vanilla race abilities, but greater powers have been removed in favor of stronger and more desirable passives. I don't think vanilla races were bad, I just feel a mod like Imperious just offers so much more. Now, what is your favorite race overhaul? Do you think vanilla races needed tweaking? I would love to read your thoughts in the comments below. Okay, the next system is Standing Stones Overhaul, right? In vanilla Skyrim, Standing Stones give your character special abilities and powers, but mods by Enai and Simon offer you additional gameplay options. EnaiRim offers Andromeda, unique Standing Stones of Skyrim, and Freyr, integrated Standing Stones of Skyrim. You have two options, and SimonRim offers Mundus, a Standing Stone Overhaul. Let's take an example of the Atronax Stone in vanilla Skyrim. It offered you the following abilities and rebuffs. You have spell absorption 50%, damage magicka regen 50%, and 45 magicka 50 points. If you look at the Atronax Stone of Enai's Andromeda, we get two abilities that boost your spell efficiency and also a unique gameplay feature to replenish your magicka. Simon's Mundus offers a vanilla plus option with no major gameplay features. I personally don't think the vanilla stones were bad, but these mods are definitely upgrades, especially Andromeda. So do you guys prefer vanilla standing stones, or you prefer to add Andromeda or Mundus or Freyr? Let me know in the comments below. Let's take a look at religion in the game world of Elder Scrolls V. What we observe in the game is that the Nords have become imperialized in the 4th era, worshipping the 9 divines in the Cyrillic fashion. However, if you read about the history of Nordic religion, we learn that it was rooted strongly in the Old Nord faith. The key sources on the Old Nord faith are these books from Michael Kirkbride. Even in Oblivion, the Nords would reference their distinct religion. Are we to believe that in a mere 200 years, they would abandon that culture entirely for the Empire? Unfortunately, all of that was lost in current canon, and we do not get to see any major exploration of Nordic religion. I would have loved to see a religious faction questline, or a gameplay system focused on religion. Apologies for going on a tangent here, but the context may prove to be useful. As we can see, vanilla Skyrim never fleshed out the Nordic religion in the game, and there are no religious gameplay mechanics that add to your character. Both Enai and Simon have created new gameplay systems to incorporate deity worship as part of creating specialized builds. Let's take a look at Enai's Winter Sun. This mod enables the player to worship the divines, Daedic princes, and other deities from the Elder Scrolls lore with their own shrines. The mod adds 50 deities to follow. Essentially, you gain a basic ability for following a deity and a more powerful devotee ability when your favor is high enough. Let's look at Magnus. As you can see, your character gets new abilities, a new gameplay mechanic to replenish magicka, and a superpower once you become a devotee. You guys should definitely read up on all the deity powers here. The amount of options is truly mind-boggling. Simon's Pilgrim also adds dozens of new deities with powerful shrine effects to the game. We have another mod called Religion by Iron Dusk 33. This is an incredible mod that allows you to worship the 9 divines, this is 16 Daedic lords and 13 constellations and several ancient spirits. Unlike Winter Sun and Pilgrim, Religion is a deeper and much slower experience. Your relationship with your chosen Aedra or Daedra will grow through dedication, prayer, meditation and time. I think Religion is a slower and more roleplay focused experience. It is an extremely underrated mod, but sadly the mod author has not made updates in a long time and 3.0 version is still in beta. I can't play Skyrim without some sort of deity worship mods now. These incredible mods enable more character specialization and roleplay opportunities. Kudos to Enai, Simon and Iron Dusk for creating such new systems that add so much to the game. So which mod do you use for deity worship? I would love to know. While Skyrim's magic was considered poorly balanced compared to physical builds, on top of that, many spells from Morrowind and Oblivion were not present, and Skyrim is the first game in the Elder Scrolls series to not feature a spellmaker. And the worst thing was a complete removal of mysticism, School of Magic. All of these changes ensured playing as a pure mage was an underwhelming experience. Not anymore. The incredible modding community of Skyrim offers you lots of amazing options that has made magic great again. So let's take a look at all of Enai's magic mods. So the most popular ones are Apocalypse, Magic of Skyrim, and Odin, Skyrim Magic Overhaul. These two mods are extremely popular and add a ton of spells with new visual effects, sound effects, and gameplay. Many spells from older Elder Scrolls games are brought back. While Apocalypse is a grand old daddy of spell packs, Odin takes a more streamlined approach where popular Apocalypse spells are mostly included, rebalanced, or redesigned in a better fashion. The Miracle of Flight gets you to levitate in Skyrim, albeit in a fun manner. Tonal Architect and Triumvirate Mage archetypes are mods that add new magic classes. Each class has its own set of spells under each school of magic. For example, Tonal Architect adds a Dwemer-themed collection of spells with tons of tinkering and automatons. Cosmic Spells adds 18 new spells that do magic damage with very interesting visual effects and lots of fun gameplay mechanics. So all of these mods are created by one person, Mr. Enai Slaion. He absolutely went to town here by creating so many magic overhaul mods and spell additions. Hats off to his creative genius. SimonRim has two magic themed mods. You have Mysticism, a magic overhaul, and you have Sorcerer, a staff and scroll overhaul. Some other notable options are Forgotten Magic Redone SE, Ward's functionality is extended, Natura, a nature-based spell pack. So, if you love playing as a mage, then you have a ton of options. Thanks to Enai and Simon and the amazing Skyrim modding community. In this section, we'll talk about other important gameplay systems that are offered by EnaiRim and SimonRim. Enai and Simon have mods that overhauls enchanted items and artifacts. Enai's Summer Mist Enchantments of Skyrim adds over 100 new enchantments to the game and overhauls existing enchantments. Simon's Thaumaturgy Enchanting Overhaul does the same. Simon also has another mod, Artificer and Artifact Overhaul, which overhauls Skyrim's artifacts. This is particularly useful if you have the entire suite of SimonRim mods in your load order. Enai and Simon also have mods that overhauls Skyrim's combat. Valvaran Integrated Combat of Skyrim by Enai overhauls combat with focus on improved AI and increased relevance of stamina. There are lots of features in this mod where both the player and their opponents deal and take more damage. This makes combat more fast-paced and deadly. Blade and Blunt, a combat overhaul by Simon, also overhauls Skyrim's combat, designed to increase the game's difficulty and encourage active resource management. Enai and Simon also have mods that overhauls the experience of playing as a vampire or as a shapeshifter beast. These mods adds progression systems, perks, and many gameplay tweaks if you play as a vampire or a werewolf. Let's observe Enai's Sacrosanct and Growl mod pages. Take a look at these perk trees for vampires and beasts. They add such incredible gameplay enhancements. My mind is blown. If you are playing as a vampire or a shapeshifter, these mods are essential, in my honest opinion. Enai and Simon also have mods that overhauls the shout system to create shout-centric characters. Enai's Thunderchild, Epic Shouts and Immersion allows you to learn new shouts by meditating on Kine and completing the tests of faith. The world also has these mystical pillars. If you have unlocked all 3 words of the shout, you can activate the pillar to gain a blessing that improves the shout. Simon's Storm Crown, the shout overhaul, takes a different approach where you have a new Dragonborn perk tree. You get perks by killing dragons and absorbing their souls. There you have it, guys. With either EnaiRim or SimonRim suite of mods, you can create highly specialized character builds. Add a mod like Elder Scrolls Leveling and Attributes, which adds classes and attributes, and add Skyrim Reputation for some choice and consequence, and you are in roleplay heaven. Both Enai and Simon are legends of the Skyrim modding community. The number of gameplay systems that are created by these two just boggles my mind. It is clear that they have so much passion for Skyrim, and they have spent nearly a decade trying to improve the game. If you are new to modding and want to try out both, my recommendation is to download some ready-made Wabbajack packs. These packs are simple to install and have all the mods and patches. So Lost Legacy is a full EnaiRim mod pack, and Faluan is a mod pack for SimonRim. If you prefer modding yourself, all the links of these mods are in the document in the description. So I would love to read your thoughts on EnaiRim and SimonRim. Do share them in the comments below. If you are overwhelmed with SimonRim and EnaiRim suite of mods, get ready to have your mind blown again. There's a large community of modders and mod users who swear by Requiem. Requiem totally overhauls the game with its own race properties, perk trees, standing stone, gameplay changes, magic overhaul, and much more. But the key Requiem philosophy is about de-leveling the world of Skyrim. In this new world, you, the player, are leveling up and getting stronger, while all the NPCs, creatures, and monsters will remain at the same level. How does this alter your experience as a player? A de-leveled world enables you to feel a sense of progression. A bandit leader who was overwhelming at level 1 will be a piece of cake at level 20. While Skyrim encourages the player to start the main quest at level 1 and also kill a mighty dragon soon thereafter. In a leveled world, any dungeon's level would be pegged to your character's level. This means you could complete all of Skyrim's hardest dungeons at ease at lower levels. A de-leveled world prevents this loophole by adding a fixed level to every dungeon, so you can't rush to Bleak Falls Barrow at level 1. You will need to invest time in building your character's skills and attributes and get stronger. I understand not many people will like this change, as they would love to go anywhere, do anything at level 1, but I have experimented with Requiem and I have to admit, I have never felt so immersed. Every trip outside cities is filled with danger, as you never know what the level of enemies you will encounter. You need to make preparations before each and every trip and always carry a bunch of potions and stews. Requiem also changes many gameplay systems like combat, enchanting, artifacts, and more. Enchanting is not like vanilla, where one can stay in a city and level up enchanting up to level 100 and get the best gear in game. The artifacts found in the world will be far superior than anything a player can create using crafting. Heavy armor is not treated like trash as in vanilla. If you use it in Requiem and spec into its perks, you will be unstoppable at the endgame. Hack and slash tactics will kill you. You will need to understand each opponent's behavior in order to use the right tactics against them. Magic is extremely powerful and stealth archers are not viable in the mid and late game. A lot of emphasis is placed on cooking and creating stews for stamina and magicka management. While crafting is not necessary, it is recommended to choose at least one crafting skill. Go with alchemy, enchanting, or smithing. Ultimately, Requiem requires patience, planning, and a willingness to invest time in growing your character. You will be less of a role player and more of a role player. You will also have to think about creating a character with specific race, class, birth signs, and major skills that offer certain pros and cons and mechanical playstyles to play the game. Your decisions are based on a playstyle and not necessarily on anything story related. If you are new, you can play Requiem as it is for a classic feel, but many of your favorite Skyrim mods will need patches for Requiem. If you find all of this overwhelming, I would recommend installing a Wabbajack mod pack called Wildlander. The Requiem version used here is not the latest, but you will get a solid understanding of Requiem. I would highly recommend going through Wildlander's documentation. Also, the Wildlander team is incredibly helpful at their Discord server. If you have explored Vanilla Requiem and you want to add more tweaks and add-ons that can spice things further, there are more options. Requiem's Noxcrap tweaks and Requiem Magic Rerun are a series of mods by Noxcrap that overhauls many gameplay systems like magic, spells, races, birth signs, religions, blessings, stealth, weapons, and more. There is a Wabbajack mod pack that installs Requiem and Noxcrap's add-ons, and that mod pack is called Halls of Sovngarde. We also have another team that is working on add-ons for Requiem that is known as Requiem 3BF Tweets. This is a giant overhaul of Requiem that adds its own spin on races, blessings, magic, leveling, and more. Coolified Reality is a Wabajack mod pack with modern graphics, Requiem, and 3BF tweaks gameplay. The Requiem team is working on a 6.0 update which will come out sometime in 2025, and as you can see, there are some major changes, including the team supporting the Dragonborn DLC natively. And do remember, the 1.0 version of Requiem was released sometime in 2012. The fact that the team is still releasing updates and tweaking things to make things better is amazing. So kudos to the Requiem team for their perseverance and their contribution to Skyrim. So there you have it, guys. If you are playing Skyrim in 2024 and beyond, do consider EnaiRim or SimonRim or Requiem. These incredible collection of mod authors have added so much to the game. And if you are like me who loves Skyrim and loves exploring and testing gameplay systems, you are in for a treat. There are so many permutations and combinations to test and enjoy. Do share your comments on SimonRim, EnaiRim and Requiem. I would love to read all of them. And thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you soon on another video focusing on the amazing world of Elder Scrolls modding.